Kenneth Yee. Kenneth Yee, will you please state your name and your address, and you have up to 5 minutes. Thank you.
Madam Chair, before I begin, I would like to request at most 1 additional minute of your time to permit me to properly present what I've prepared for the board today.
No, I'm sorry.
It's understandable. Thank you, ma'am. All right, Kenneth Yee, 230 Gwynhurst Road, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37934. I stand before you today as someone who has achieved within your mold of standardization. I speak as a student who has taken the tests and jumped through the hoops. I've taken over 12 honors courses, 18 AP courses so far in my high school career. I'm a National Merit semifinalist, a National AP Scholar. I scored a 35 on my ACT composite the first time I took it. And I'm a very proud product of our Knox County school system. It's my teachers that have inspired me to learn and pursue my interests. It's my teachers that have sent me towards success in academics and extracurriculars. And it's my teachers that have fostered a sense of creativity, inquisitiveness, and individuality that inspires me to learn. However, as our schools take another step towards becoming the next big bureaucracy in America, I would like to call for a conference of concern. With the new Common Core system, I see us shifting even further into a one-size-fits-all factory of education, where we churn out students seen as proficient through testing. A close friend came here last month and described the flaws inherent with the foundation of our educational bureaucracy, and I'm here today to discuss one of the consequences. My largest concern is with the influx of high-stakes testing and the effect it is having on our students. We need to understand that setting high standards and helping students work towards achieving them is drastically different from mandating all students to achieve them. Investigate the Common Core Work Group, and you see a board comprised of members affiliated with the ACT, College Board, and Achieve, Inc. Perhaps the mere presence of these people does not concern you, but it is a glaring conflict of interest. For-profit companies should not have such influence over public education. I understand that businesses pursue revenue. However, while public education is grossly lacking in funds, should we as taxpayers not be directing what funds we do have towards properly educating the students and not towards these corporations for hire? Pearson plc is the largest education company and book publisher in the world. Pearson Ed, the American subsidiary, not only publishes the educational materials for our schools, but also the standards and tests for the CCSS. The company stands to make billions of dollars selling these products to school districts across the United States. Pearson's chief financial officer, Robin Freestone, said that we're not going to get a significant boost from Common Core, and that won't come in 2013, and so that headwind will remain in our school business, when in fact their market value hit its high in the past 12 years and has been steadily increasing with Common Core implementation. With this school business, we see that CCSS furthers a process begun in 2002 with the Bush administration's No Child Left Behind Act. And according to the Pew Center on the States, annual state spending on standardized tests rose from $423 million before No Child Left Behind to $1.1 billion by 2008. This has continued under the Obama administration's race to the top, which has tied federal funding for schools even closer to test-based performance standards run by for-profit companies. Have we forgotten what education is? It is not a business to be run. It's a process of informing human beings so that they can contribute to our society. A system formed on the principles of arbitrary testing and formed in such a corrupt manner cannot stand. But for a moment, let's just forget the business and politics and examine the actual tests. We look towards PARCC assessments, the Partnership for Assessment of Readiness of College and Careers. These nationalized tests that have been paired with Common Core are said to have one goal, of success in college and the workplace. The problems, however, presented on this test, however, are of justification without merit, a learning system inherently flawed. If you look towards the mathematics section of the PARCC website, we see that it calls for written arguments, justifications, or precision in mathematical statements. As a student who has scored 5s on AP Calculus and AP Statistics exams and is preparing to take Calculus 3 at a local college next semester, I can honestly tell you that I am unable to answer or justify your first grade Pearson math question, what is a related subtraction sentence? Beyond these shoddily made standards and tests, even the way we teach is now entrenched in data. Our students need merely look at the TDPs and SPIs on the board and see that our schools are being turned into data-run factories, factory-based on speedily approved standards that are now being implemented around the country. I know one of these factories personally. It's the one that we're trying to compete with. I've been a student of both the American and Chinese systems, and the policies being put in place here are leading us towards the American equivalent of the Chinese entrance exams and Gaokao. Both high-pressure, standardized exams that plague students' lives. It's inarguable that we see a technical outperformance by the Chinese in standardized tests. But does their standardized victory communicate the creative and inquisitive mindset of our own culture, a mindset that is now often overshadowed by cram sessions in other parts of the world? As someone who can perform on the tests you throw at us, I'm not satisfied. I've taken your tests. I've aced them. I've pulled your state averages up. But what I show you on that test is not why I learn. CCSSE.ELA-literacy W.11-12.3E is not why I learn. I do not learn to demonstrate some SPIs or TDPs on the board. This is not what fulfills me as a student. I do not learn to demonstrate. I learn to ask questions, to develop opinions, and to make a difference. It is with this that I beseech all of you to take a moment to reevaluate what you are doing to our schools. Is it truly in the best interest of the students? Should we be conforming to this automated factory of education? Thank you for your time, man.
Kathy Fitzgerald. Kathy, would you state your name and your address, and you have up to 5 minutes.